Okay, so we're having some problems here tonight, but it's quite incredible. We've done 119 shows and we haven't had many problems, so I suppose it was inevitable that there would be one time when it would. But we're all good here in Butterstone. It's the wonderful world of the internet that's. So we'll try and sing. Now that the storm has broken. Now as the winds blow cold, there's nothing here but trouble and fear to make a man grow old. And now that our reasons are fading, the walls tumble down, we've nothing to hide but hunger and pride. Won't make a man hold on. So I'm leaving, yes I'm leaving, all fortune, sweet pleasures to find. I'm sailing out to Australia, Australia. And now that our dreams are illusions, now that our future has gone, we've nothing more to hold or lay o'er. Won't make a man hold on. And now that our hearts lie so heavy, now that our heads hang so low, there's nothing here to catch or come clear to help a man say no. So I'm leaving, yes I'm leaving, all fortune, sweet pleasures to find. I'm sailing out to Australia, Australia. And they say there's gold and there's silver. They say a man can come clean, just stake out some land and reach out his hand and touch that new world dream. And they say it's warm and it's pleasing out in the New South Wales sun. And so I must go from this cold Highland snow, now that the hard times have come. And I'm leaving, yes I'm leaving, horse fortune, sweet pleasures to find. I'm sailing out to Australia, Australia. Sing it with me, here we go. The global choir. We're back in action again, hopefully. And I'm leaving, yes I'm leaving, all fortune, sweet pleasures to find. I'm sailing out to Australia, Australia. Thank you very much, and that's my wee song, Sailing to Australia. And I'm still just wondering if this is going out okay. Am I getting a thumbs? I'm getting a thumbs up from Jenny at the back saying it's all been. The what? The power grid. Oh, it's the power grid or something that's causing it. I don't know. There's something happening anyway. Not here in Butterstone. Everything is perfect here in Butterstone, but where we're sending the signal is having problems tonight. So. Maybe they're all at, they must all be at work parties, I think. That's probably what it is. And anyway, I'm going to continue with a wee song which has got a chorus. This is the song that this is where I normally do my wee chorus song. And I've done this before, and we'll have a wee bit of fun with this. And this is a tiny little village, and up in the woods, up about 500 yards from here, is a wee village hall. And every wee community around here in rural Perthshire had one of these wee village halls. And they were brilliant for the local communities. And they would have dances in the wee village halls. They would have dances with these Scottish country dance bands. And there would be these wee bands that would come round with a fiddle player, an accordion player, and a drummer, and maybe an upright bass player or a piano player. And they would just play for dancing. And I remember going to them as a kid when I was a wee tot, and I would get put beside the Scottish country dance band beside the stage, and my mum and dad would go dancing, and the place would be full, and so I continued that, and I've been playing fiddle up in the village hall for dances over the last 40, 50 odd years. And it's a brilliant thing because I wrote this song one time from standing up there playing fiddle because everybody went to the village hall. All the young folk went to the village hall. The toffs went to the village hall. The farm workers went to the village hall. And the tourists or visitors went to the village hall. The old folk went to the village hall. And it was fantastic. And I remember playing the fiddle one time, watching this heaving mass of humanity dancing away, doing eights and reels and strip the willows with the steam kind of rising off them, and thinking that it was because there was no ageism, there was no class, there was no feeling of class. It was classless, kind of. It was just this lovely kind of privileged view of what humanity is capable of given the right conditions. Anyway, I wrote this song, and it's called All Together. And but before I do that, actually, I'm going to show you something, because that's where I learned to play music, because Mum and Dad used to take me down, dump me beside the Scottish Country Dance Band. And when I was about 5, my big ambition was to be a drummer in a Scottish Country Dance Band. And they gave me a set of drumsticks, and I would sit at the side of the stage playing the drums. But then eventually, my mum plays melodeon, and eventually my mum taught me to play some Gaelic waltzes and things on the melodeon. And that's how I ended up becoming. And I had all this music because I was in these village halls with all this fantastic, and watching all these fiddle players playing and accordion players, and just watching live music. It's a fantastic thing as a youngster to watch people actually playing the music. You know, you kind of make some sense of what music actually is. And so my mum taught me to play the melodeon, and I actually have the original melodeon that my mum had, and she had it when she was a wee kid, and I thought I would show it to you anyway. Just as I've got it here. She gave it to me. It's a lovely old Horner 3-row accordion, and this is what I learned to play music on. And I'm tempted to play a wee tune on it for you, just to sort of, but I don't know how. Okay, I'll give it. Because it's live, I might as well try it. This is the kind of thing that, Yeah, I've got it up here. You see? So this is my mum's melodeon. She told me that her mother had bought it from a J.D. Williams catalogue when they lived up in Argyllshire. And so... Here we go. Run out of air. Jen needs to be do again. There's got no air left in it. The air's coming out everywhere. There's wee holes everywhere. But anyway, that I thought I would just share that with you. That's a wee Gaelic tune, that. And but it's beautiful. And thank you to my mum for getting me started on that thing. I would have had a completely different life if I hadn't. So I'll do this song now, and you sing all together, all as one, all together, relentlessly. We're dancing on. Okay, and we'll just get harnessed up here and find the flat pick. We are united now within this ancient wheel. We are united in the spirit of the music at our heel. And on reflection, we rebuild and we restore. We are as Mother Nature's children as we dance around the floor. All together, all as one, all together, relentlessly we're dancing on. Sing it. All together, all as one, all together, relentlessly we're dancing on. Then we'll do it again just so that I know that you've all got it. So it's all together, all as one, all together, relentlessly we're dancing on. Here we go. All together, all as one, all together, relentlessly we're dancing on. All together, all as one, all together, relentlessly we're dancing on. We are invisible upon these dancing feet. We're shape and shadowless, revolving to the one eternal beat. With hearts connected, we will turn the other round. We are as Mother Nature's children as we dance across the ground. Here we go. Woo. All together, all as one, all together, relentlessly we're dancing on. All together, all as one, all together, relentlessly we're dancing on. Stay forever here within these timeless walls. We'll stay forever here, no matter how the turning silver falls. Accelerated, we have seen this place before. We are as Mother Nature's children as we dance around the floor. All together, all as one, all together, relentlessly we're dancing on. All together, all as one, all together, relentlessly where you sing it on your own. Here we go. Beautiful. All together, all as one, all together, relentlessly we're dancing on. One last time. All together, all as one, all together, relentlessly we're dancing on. And that's my wee song about dancing, playing the fiddle up at the village hall and watching everybody dance. And there's something great about the kind of ceilidh dancing that we did in these village halls. And all the little communities would have them at the weekends, and we'd go from one village to the next village to the next village to these. But there was something, because there were simple wee dances that everybody knew, you know. So the guys that were working out in the land, they'd appear in their tackety boots, you know, in their great big boots and things like that. But they didn't have to do fancy steps, you know. They just had to kind of hold somebody's hand and, you know, have a vague idea of what was going on and have great fun. Anyway, I'm going to do one more song, and that's been an interesting wee night, and I'm hoping that you're getting this now steady now. Whatever the problem was earlier on has fixed itself, and I appreciate you kind of bearing with us. I'm going to do this as a wee last song, which is a kind of vaguely a love song of mine, and we decided that we would do this, And it's been really mild this week in here in Butterstone. It's been. Those of you who watch will know that I keep bees. I've got 6 hives of bees out the back here, and my bees were all out this week, and it's been so mild. It's very unusual, and not just the one odd bee going out to go to the toilet or anything like that, but actually they were out. They were going around, you know, quite a lot of them were out, and I hope that's not a bad sign, because the weather will still get. It can get very bad yet before spring comes. Anyway, here we'll do this with something to finish off. Actually, I'm going to have a wee mouthful of this. A wee mouthful of Nigel's port. So this is the 119 shows I've done, and I've had a wee glass of port. Nigel, in case you don't realise, is a friend of mine who's been supplying me with vintage 1985 port, keeping you going through all these wee shows. And I'm just hoping I'm not getting a big red nose or anything like that. You know, that's the kind of thing that happens if you drink too much port. I'll blame Nigel if I do. Here comes the morning, cruel and clear. There is no reasonable chance that it might disappear. Here comes the evening, it's still the same. We are just passengers upon this godless, ghostly train. But she loves me when I try. She thinks about me when I'm gone. Oh, she helps me when I can't hold on. It's another market, another sale, another reason to believe we're ahead and cannot fail. there's deadly dangers that we must endure. There are so many different ways, we never can be sure. But she loves me when I try. She thinks about me when I'm gone. Oh, she helps me when I can't hold on. And there is no ending to this tale. There is no destination on this long and restless rail. Here comes the morning, cruel and clear. There is no reasonable chance that it might disappear. But she loves me when I try. She thinks about me when I'm gone. Oh, she helps me when I can't hold on. And she loves me when I try. Oh, she thinks about me when I'm gone. Oh, she helps me when I can't hold on. Thank you very much. That's my wee song, She Loves Me When I Try. And so that brings us to the end of our very, an eventful wee Saturday night concert. But I think we managed to get there in the end, and I hope you're going to manage to hang in there till the problem was fixed there. Anyway, but it wasn't us here in Butterstone. It wasn't the tatty faces. They're all mortified that there was a problem, because we've done 119 when there was no problems. So there must be something happening out in the big bad world of the internet tonight. Anyway, there's a couple of things I always like to say at the end of these shows. We're getting through this whole pandemic thing. Still not away yet, but you can almost feel that it's going to it's going to subside, and if all going well, we'll be. But I still like to thank all the people that are at the sharp edge, all the care workers and NHS workers, and all the people that have helped us through this last crazy couple of 2.5 years, and all the people that have been injecting like mad everybody with their vaccines, and the wee guys that are driving the vans around delivering stuff to people's houses and that, out there at the sharp end. Thank you very much, and I will be forever indebted to you. One last thing, there are tickets are now on sale for next week's show, which is a Burns show, which is our poet Robert Burns, who I'm a big fan of. So I kept all the Burns songs, and I'll do them all in one show. We'll have an hour of kind of celebrating Burns. And I learned a really interesting thing this week. I was doing a wee bit of research into Robert Burns' father, because Robert Burns came from Ayrshire in Scotland, but his father came from Stonehaven up in Aberdeenshire. And I've always been suspicious that the kind of music and all that kind of poetry that Burns had come, because the northeast of Scotland has a wonderful musical tradition, and I'd always kind of thought that its origins might have been from up there. Anyway, I discovered his dad was from Stonehaven. And the other crazy kind of coincidence was that his dad was a gardener. He worked in a big mansion in big gardens and big mansion houses, just like my own father. And I was just thinking, what a coincidence that is, that you would come from that kind of feudal background and be interested in words and music and things like that. So that was just quite an interesting kind of a wee parallel. Anyway, we'll talk more about that next week. And Jamie and I have also finished another track for the new CD, which what we're doing now is we're putting them, as they come off the studio, we're putting them up on the internet for the people who buy tickets for the show, so they can get a wee kind of preview of the songs before anybody else does, and that kind of just me saying thank you to the folk that support us by buying tickets for the ticketed shows. So so we'll put that up sometime this week, and all the folk that buy tickets will be able to kind of download it and put it on their iTunes. So thank you very much. Thanks to Jen. She's poor Jenny. There's just me and Jenny in the school here tonight, and I saw her running about frantic there for a wee bit, but we seem to have wrestled it into some a headless chicken, she said. But anyway, hope you all have a good weekend, and I'll see you all next weekend. And all take care of yourselves, look after each other, smile like a tatty face, and stay happy and cheery, and we'll all get through all this and eventually come out the other side. Night, night, and I have